The current, fourth-generation Jeep Grand Cherokee has been on sale for more than a decade and, despite Jeep's best efforts to boost its upmarket, five-passenger staple, its age is beginning to show. Not aesthetically, mind you, with just a minor facelift along the way, the Grand Cherokee is still somehow as sharp-looking as it was when it debuted at the New York Auto Show back in 2009. It's only starting to feel a little old because it's missing something vital these days, a third row. That's changed, along with a whole lot more, in the new 2021 Grand Cherokee L. To really capitalize on how important that third row is, Jeep debuted the three-row Grand Cherokee L ahead of its smaller two-row sibling, which we'll see at a later date. My experience with most midsize, three-row SUVs is the third row gets stuffed into a modestly appointed trunk and then treats those passengers as an afterthought. I was wrong here. Not only did the new Grand Cherokee L's interior impress, but so did its roominess. And hell, just about everything else in the truck, too. It was comfortable on-road, capable off-road, and was an overall pleasant vehicle to pilot. I was only able to spend a few hours behind the wheel for this evaluation, but Jeep's gonna sell so many of these things. I just know it. 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, by the numbers. Base price, $38,690. Powertrain, 3.6-liter V6 or 5.7-liter V8 8-speed automatic rear-wheel drive with optional four-wheel drive and low range. Horsepower, 293 at 6,400 RPM, V6, 357 at 5,150 RPM, V8. Torque, 260 lb-ft at 4,000 RPM, V6, 390 lb-ft at 4,250 RPM, V8. Curb weight, 4,524 to 5,279 pounds. Max seating capacity, 8, dependent on configuration. Cargo volume, 17.2 cubic feet behind third row, 46.9 cubic feet with third row down, 84.6 cubic feet with second and third row down. Maximum towing capacity, 7,200 pounds with V8, 6,200 pounds with V6. EPA fuel economy, 19 miles per gallon city, 26 highway, 21 combined, 2 WD V6. Breakover/departure/approach angle, 22.6 degrees, 23.6 degrees, 30.1 degrees, with optional air suspension. Quick take, it may look a bit fancier and less approachable, but it's a refreshing restart for Jeep's iconic SUV. Grand Cherokee's new groove. The Grand Cherokee is more than just a civilized Jeep, it's intended to be the accessible luxury Jeep, with the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer now at the top of the pyramid. It gets its own platform seated above the regular Cherokee in Jeep's lineup and is offered with more goodies, including an optional V8, luxury features like heated and cooled seats, and more. With a fresh RWD platform to work with, Jeep says its design team went back to the original 1960s Wagoneer for inspiration, adding a more upright 7-slot grille and greenhouse, a longer hood, and straighter lines along the body that accentuate its classical ambitions. If the new Wagoneer is being called America's Range Rover, then the 2021 Grand Cherokee L is our Range Rover Sport, third row and all. Point being, the Grand Cherokee is moving upscale, and the new look reflects that whole cloth. The new Grand Cherokee L is the first time we're seeing a third row in this truck, which means it's entering one of the most saturated markets in America. This extra row wasn't just squeezed back there, though. It's been massaged into the platform carefully, combined with classic Jeep attributes like available four-wheel drive and ample power to conquer diverse terrain. Both of these were seemingly a given going in, but what was less expected was how well the car was executed as a whole. A modern interior. Inside, it's refreshing to see Jeep make a car that feels this modern and works this well after producing the previous generation Grand Cherokee for 11 whole years. Though, you could argue that was enough time for Jeep to really hone in on what worked and what didn't work. The 2021 Grand Cherokee L scans as brand new, and this is especially true on the inside. The interior of this car wasn't the most high-design thing out there, but it looked modern and had nice, upscale wood detailing, which was optional. Also optional were the heated and cooled massage seats, a welcomed feature. But the lower, flatter beltline that gave the cabin an open, almost airy feeling is standard. For an extra $1,995, the car I drove had driver aids available like lane centering that kept you nicely in the middle of a lane and radar cruise control, which was seamless and simple to use. With 4 distance settings to choose from, a simple button to turn it on or off, and smooth braking and acceleration, it was a hands-on system. Thankfully it was touch-sensitive as opposed to pressure-sensitive, and very responsive at that. If you keep your hands off the wheel for too long, the vehicle will softly jerk the brakes, letting you know it's time to get back to driving.